What's going on, fam? Getting ready to hit that gym, train a little chest today. Um, you guys already know what time it is. Time for that pre. So, guys, you guys need to get over to Core Nutritionals right here. Use code MadisonV for savings at checkout to get your hands on seriously the best pre that I've ever used. And I'm not just saying that, I swear to you. I'm not really even a big fan of like pre-workouts and stuff. Normally I'm good with just hydration and then an intra drink, and I'm good to go with that most of the time. But this truly has made me a fan of it, especially in this health phase, because the pumps are still phenomenal. I feel like I'm still, full bore to the gills, you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. But I'm not. So, and that's awesome that my training is still improving. Pumps are phenomenal still, and I do want to give a big, portion of credit to the Core Nutritional Spree, because I feel like they are truly helping keep that pump alive and keep training performance at an all-time high right now. So, guys, get over there. Code MadisonV for savings at checkout. Peace. What's up, guys? Back at it again with another one of these videos. Bringing you chest day today, push day. This is my push day A of the week. Just walking and warming up right now here. Getting some of that awesome ass Core Nutritionals pre-workout in. Use code MadisonV to save. And yeah, man, we're just going to walk you through some of my training. Unfortunately, from an editing perspective right now, I am kind of forced to do these little voiceovers till I get some things figured out with my laptop and stuff like that. So it's just from an editing perspective and an uploading perspective right now. The files, for some reason, through the editing software that I have, are just so massive when they're finished, and I'm not able to compress them down through that software. And then when I export my video out, it's into an MP4 format, and then some of the other editing softwares that I have that will compress the file down aren't compatible with anything but like raw clips straight from your SD card, essentially, before they're converted into an MP4 or anything. So I'm gonna have to find a new editing software other than what I'm actually able to do. This is through the phone. So for now, to be able to keep my consistency up and just continue to bring my training to the table. So one, I stay in a good habit, because when prep starts, you don't want to be starting something new. So I want to have this established and a good thing going all the way through my off season, health phases, everything. I just want to start being consistent with filming and bringing what I'm doing to the table and to you guys. So unfortunately, right now, that's all done through the phone, but it's getting the job done, so I can't even be mad. I bought a video editing app on the App Store, and it's getting the job done. Here, you see me just doing some banded warm-ups. This is all just rotator cuff work. And then this, I always like to do these. Some people say it's not rotator cuff work or whatever. Or anytime you look up rotator cuff work, I never see anyone doing this. But if you're a bodybuilder, I think that's essential to do the one where you're pulling back, essentially doing a back double bicep there, rolling that shoulder joint all the way back. And then here, just the internal rotation. I actually haven't been doing this one, but I've seen quite a few videos. I've got some clients with shoulder issues, so I like to send them, especially like a couple of my guys know. They've asked me, hey, what should I do? I'll just send them videos of people executing the movement that I want, or the warm-up, or whatever it may be, the way I'd like them to do it. And this one right here is one that I've been sending, and guys have been saying they're getting a lot of good results out of it, and the shoulders are feeling better. So I was like, you know what? Let's throw that into the shoulder warm-up as well. Normally I feel pretty good just doing the other two, the externally rotating, and then the whatever you'd call it, rotating back behind your neck there. But now throwing in the internal rotation has made a difference as well. I feel like the shoulders just feel nice and like sturdy by the time it's time to go press and all that good stuff. You've got a good amount of blood in there, but you didn't like break down tissue or anything to get there. You just start, it's almost like you're warming it up from the inside out. Like you're not warming up the muscle tissue, you're warming up inside under the tissue first. And then, yeah, it's interesting. I would highly recommend shoulder mobility work. I always tell my guys, if you have issues, do it before your pressing and your pull days. If you don't, and it's just something that you want to incorporate, just do it a couple times a week before your push day. Maybe try it before a pull day, see where it's benefiting you more. But the more the merrier when it comes to mobility work. So if you can do it before every push, every pull, hell, every leg day, it doesn't matter. Just get it done. Starting out the day, though, I've been putting the pec flies first on this day. Love this Nautilus pec fly, man. You can get a huge, massive stretch. I used to sit with the seat a bit lower, but I've noticed putting the seat up higher where it's essentially digging into between my shoulder blades in the back, I can get a huge stretch at the bottom there. I'm using the back pad. The corners of the back pad are going between my shoulder blades, and I'm kind of using those to get even more stretch there with the way I'm sitting. I'm trying to be mindful of keeping the chest up the entire time. Like the position that I'm in that stretch position there, is the position I'm also trying to finish the movement in. I don't want to cave my chest in and roll my shoulders forward to finish the movement. If that's the case, if you're having to do that every time to finish the movement, you need to lighten the weight up. But you'll see here, I find the position, boom, that's the full stretch that I want to get in, and I let my chest fall into that position, and then I try to keep it there. So I let the weight pull me back, and then I try to keep my chest fixed on in that position there that it pulls me back to. That way I'm getting that huge scoop around there. Boom. Big fly motion. Boom. Boom. I'm starting to go a little quicker here, but I'm getting pretty smoked at this point. Hey, Peanut. Editing a video. What are you doing?
What's your tablet?
It's out there charging. What are you doing? You want to sit with Dada? And this week also I increased volume. So I had everything cut back to 2 sets. And I'm feeling pretty good. So I went ahead and made most of these movements 3. So we're going to see how that goes. Throwing an extra set on some of these chest days, shoulder days, things like that. But again, you'll see that big stretch. And if you're a taller guy, guys, try this out. Just sit with the seat just a tad bit higher than you probably normally would. And it'll really help take those shoulders out of the movement. You'll see I do the same thing here as well. I notice a lot of guys are pressing and they've got the bar like up above, way above their nip line. And that's putting so much front delt emphasis on it. You can watch it in their training. You can see the whole movement gets finished with the delt at the end. It's like the last quarter of the movement is front delt pushing. You can see them roll forward on a fly, or they'll press and their shoulders roll forward. You can see here, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm allowing that weight to pull my chest back into that big open position, and then I'm trying to finish the movement with that big open chest like that. I'm not allowing myself to cave forward at all. And I found that this makes it a lot harder with the seat even lower than normal. Like or higher than normal, I should say. If I lowered that seat right now, I probably would have had 4 plates on there, maybe 5, because my strength I'm feeling pretty strong now. But doing it like this, it made 3 plates feel like 4, and I'm getting just as much stimulus. You can see I'm already getting gassed out here. It's kind of a mind fuck, because normally I would sling this around for 15 or 20. Yeah. Boom. Gassed. And I believe this is the last set here. I don't get many, but I don't get many here. But you can see Their max. This is a max effort set. I think I got like I wasn't counting here just a second ago. I think I got like 5 or 6, maybe 7 on this one. Boom. Oh no, that was only the second set. Okay, I got another one here. Nope, just kidding. That was the last set. Now we are going on to incline dumbbells. I got this set at a 20-degree angle here. And honest to God, by this point, the pec flies and the 3 sets of flies, 3 sets of those presses, I had initially grabbed the 115s and I did like 4 with it. And I was like, holy shit, that was damn near a working set. My chest is just so taxed at this point already. So I dropped it down to the 80s. And I'm just going really slow and controlled here. Trying to ride that negative down as controlled as I can. Gassed there. Man, I absolutely am loving training right now, though. It feels so good in the gym. It feels so good to be just feeling like, not like you're dragging yourself through your workouts like you feel at the end of prep, where I'm just excited to go in there. I don't feel like I'm having to muster up energy. I don't feel like I'm having to like turn it on and dig deep to find this within myself to get this workout done. I feel like I'm just like, let's go in here and freaking sling some weight. I'm feeling good. Man, energy's good. Pumps are good. Feeling like healthy, honestly. That's the best way I can describe it. I just feel freaking healthy. My recovery is really good. My sleep's improving daily. Man, digestion's good. You'll notice in the end my posing. If you look at some of my stage shots, and then now my waist has come down so much just from not being so stressed and not under the stress of like the oral compounds that we use for showtime and things like that. So me having an autoimmune issue, I think that may have been causing me quite a bit of issue towards the end of prep, just with digestion and inflammation and all that. So I'm thinking going forward, this next prep, obviously I'm going to play it by ear and see how the look is coming together. But from a waist size perspective, my waist has never been like a big thing, but it only looks big when it comes to showtime. So I'm starting to think maybe we, next prep, we should maybe keep the orals out. Because I've always had a tight waist, a small waist. I can look through my check-ins all the way up to like the 8-week out mark. Even with a higher body fat percentage, my waist was looking significantly smaller than it actually did on stage. So I know there's a lot of pros that don't use orals or use very little, or maybe just use them at the very end. And I think that's going to be my approach going forward. Keep them out as long as I can, and if I can not use them, then don't use them. It's basically the approach that I'm going to have. And like I said, just from a waist control perspective and a waist size perspective, I think once the liver gets too stressed, it starts inflaming and swelling up and stuff like that. And I think that, for me, having an autoimmune issue that already can cause, elevated liver enzymes, plus we're training hard, doing a ton of cardio, on fat burners and things like that. I think that for me personally, some people it doesn't affect whatsoever. They look better and better. Up the orals even higher, they look even better. But for me, I think I'm going to probably be able to bring my best look if food's flowing through easily and my training's good and my sleep is good. I think that's going to ultimately be able to bring my best look, because me looking back, I still pulled the win off and I still brought a great look to stage. I'm not disappointed whatsoever, because it was a hard prep. I busted my ass for sure. I did tons of cardio. I did everything I needed to. But I learned a lot also. I learned a lot of what I probably will avoid next time, because it made it harder on me, especially like I'm saying with the oral compounds and things like that. So these are just things that during the off season I'm being mindful of, because I'm thinking I'm pushing more food, I'm eating more calories, and how's my waist looking smaller? And then I thought too, well, maybe it's a proportion thing, and maybe it's a proportion thing, and everything else is filling out. But then even like putting pants on and stuff, I can notice that my pants are, a little looser and stuff like that. So that's some of my thoughts when it comes to the PED side of things going forward. Yeah, and I think that's going to be a better approach. Sorry I rambled all the way through that. Seated lateral raise, I've been doing those because I feel it puts my shoulders in a better position to have, like letting it almost go out in front of you and under your legs. Like if you sit with your legs out a little further in front, it really puts that mid delt in a great position on that stretch. So I've been doing that with the dumbbells, and then cable side laterals as well. You'll see soon. And here we are with the rear delt flies. And if you'll notice, I have the seat down as far as it can go, and then I got my butt slid all the way back. So if you saw me from the side, I'm kind of slanted at maybe like almost a 45-degree angle, leaning forward on the seat there, so I can get those rear delts all the way in that stretch position, and then I can get a really nice even contraction there across the top line of the back. So you'll see that boom coming there. And I'm really trying to work it evenly, because I have a metal rod actually in my right shoulder that the way they reattached everything, the muscle, like my bicep on that side is actually a little shorter, and then somehow the way they attached it in my shoulder, it makes that shoulder look a lot bigger, because I actually surprisingly I connect so well with it now, and that's my messed up shoulder. So that one actually doesn't hurt, other than pressing in from certain positions. If the shoulder's too over rotated to the back, it can hurt a little bit, in a pressing movement. But surprisingly, it's actually super weird. You can see it here. My right shoulder is a little bit bigger than my left, and my left shoulder is actually the healthy shoulder. And I truly think it's just the way they attached everything. I can feel it's like it forces my mid delt to do a lot more work on its own anyway. Like that side will get fatigued a lot quicker. Things like that. So it's interesting as I've been progressing in my training and becoming a more, just aware bodybuilder, overseeing all my own stuff right now, all that stuff. I'm paying attention to all the little things, and because I can, implement things into my own program, because I'm doing all my own stuff, I'm being mindful of that. So like this movement, instead of being worried about beating the logbook here, I just got the weight light, and I'm really just trying to gas myself out with that perfect form and contracting them both evenly as possible. You can see I'm kind of moved around a bit there. I was just trying to make sure I'm keeping my shoulders down and not letting them rotate up and over. And you can see what that does for the rest of your back as well. It really puts that thing in a crazy position to just really fill that top line of your back out, man, there. The mid trap and stuff like that. Up into your actual neck, you can see where your traps connect up there, where putting your shoulders in that proper position in that movement is going to allow even that neck, the top of the trap, where you get that little crease, where you get the two traps running into the back of your neck, and then you kind of got that little hollow hole there. You get to contract all that as long as you keep those elbows down and you put yourself in the right position. And then here we are with a Body Masters pin-loaded shoulder press. Old school right here. I love this thing. It's so smooth. Something about it is just, it's flawless. And I even sometimes I'll use the neutral grip handles, because I can just, I don't know, I think it puts my shoulders, it's less strain on the shoulders, I'll say. But I like the stretch and the position that this is putting me in here, just from a hypertrophy perspective. I think this is a better way to press, because you're getting more shoulder involved, not just keeping it all in the front delt. You're getting rear delt and mid delt with it, And this almost kind of puts your shoulders in the position I was saying is a little painful, that over rotated. Just rotated almost back a little bit. But yeah, I really like this machine because I can just get the craziest stretch on it, but safely as well. Like if I had to bail on this, it wouldn't, it doesn't go crazy heavy enough for me personally to get hurt under. But it puts me in that crazy stretch position. And then like if I needed to dump it right there, that wouldn't have hurt my shoulders at all. But I'm still in that super deep, maximum stretch pretty much. I love this machine. I'm so glad he got this thing. I didn't use it for the longest, and the first time I hopped on it, now anytime I'm doing a shoulder pressing variation, I most of the time gravitate towards this thing just because it's perfect. Sound like a nerd right now, but I'm absolutely, like I said a little bit ago, I'm loving my training. So you're going to hear me nerd out over it for a while. I love all things bodybuilding. So you're going to hear me nerd out over all things bodybuilding the whole time. That's what this channel is about. That's what my YouTube page is all about. Bringing what I'm doing with my journey to you guys. And some of my insight here as well with these voiceovers. At first I was like, man, that's going to suck. But as I'm getting into it a little more, I feel like I can truly bring you some good insight when I'm actually watching back my own training. I can tell you why I'm doing things, what I'm thinking, all that good stuff. So, and then also I can fill you in on other things bodybuilding in the background as well while we're reviewing and watching what I'm doing here. But yeah, into the cable side laterals. These, honestly, I probably connect the best with when it comes to side laterals. I connect with all of them well, but this, you just get that constant tension all the way through the bottom range of the motion too. So I think that's why I like this. I prefer using the cables over anything when it comes to side delts. And body weight was 259.6 this morning, almost 260. I've been hovering between 265 and like 258. Seems to be where I've been at since stage. So body weight has not really budged much. Even with increasing calories a significant amount. I had a crazy cheat meal yesterday. Unfortunately, I got to train legs in the morning, and then unfortunately we had to go to a funeral. And then on the way to the funeral, actually, my in-laws side of the family, our grandma took a fall down the stairs. So we were en route to the funeral, had to detour and go to her immediately with my father-in-law and then my wife. And she had to be rushed to the ER, and she actually broke her femur. So we were hanging out with her all day in the hospital. And I decided, hey, while we're hanging out with Granny, and obviously we didn't have food with us because we dropped everything and just went. Took that opportunity to eat from their cafeterias, or the hospital's cafeteria. Most bang for your buck food I've ever seen. I have not gotten prices that cheap in a restaurant that cooks on the grill and everything for you, nice hot food, for a long time. They had turkey burgers for $4.50 a piece. I'm allergic to beef, so I can't eat beef. So if I do cheats, it's normally like a fried chicken sandwich or a turkey burger and fries versus a burger and fries. That way I'm still getting that little fat content and the grease and stuff. But anyways, got 3 turkey burgers, 3 fries, easily 2,000 calorie meal. And I woke up today lighter than I was yesterday. So yesterday I woke up at 263, and then today woke up at 259, even with the cheats and everything and trying to cram food in at the end of the day. I missed like a meal in all the midst of all that. not even missed it. It was just the timing. I just had a longer window of not eating. So it took a while. It was like 4 hours or 5 hours versus the normal 2. And I don't truly think in the grand scheme that is too deleterious to the goal at hand, especially if I still got the food in that I needed. It was just a little bit of a delay in timing. I've done that a million times over and it never affected anything. Obviously, it could be more optimal if all my timing's perfect, but yeah, it's interesting how the metabolism is cranking with the body weight and stuff like that. Because I can make an increase and the scale weight might go up for a day or two, and then I might drop like 5 pounds if I just lower my carbs, 100 carbs or something in a day. So we're in a great spot. Everything is super responsive. One thing though, I'm not in a hurry for the scale weight to go flying up if it's not quality tissue. Because I have not been this heavy in this condition before. So I'm totally content with holding this condition more, and slowly gaining that weight over time. Because again, I want it to be quality tissue. I don't want to just blow up with a bunch of water and fat. And yeah, training performance will probably be great, but that's not going to put me in a good position when it comes to contest time. Here you'll see the posing though, and you can see how much smaller the waist is already. 2 weeks, almost going. Saturday will be 3 weeks post show. The waist has come down significantly. Like just in general size. Like I can control it when it on stage. I can still control it and hit my vacuums and everything, no problem. But there's something literally. It's like I was telling Anson the other day. It's literally like my obliques look like they're pushing out more, like there's just organ stress going on or something by the time showtime comes. And I am a firm believer now that it is from the orals, so I'm going to try to avoid using those, or if I have to, use an extremely low dose moving forward. Little rear relaxed. This side used to be my not so good side chest, but it's slowly becoming better than the other side, I think. Just from a size perspective. Like this arm and shoulder and trap and all that is a lot beefier. And that's my messed up shoulder, guys. So I don't know how they reattached it or what they did, but something to do with the way they attached everything made that bicep, it's not as shapely, but it's way bigger. And then made that shoulder a lot rounder, and you can see it right there. It's interesting. So I got to make sure those things are matching. Looks great though right there. I'm happy with that pose. I'm happy with that most muscular. Love y'all guys.